Yeah, I actually want to close out actually talking about inside the NBA because man, I've always loved the show. Man, I love inside the NBA, but something ain't working no more. I don't quite I guess something's off, bro. Like the show is just not it ain't it no more, man. Like
You heard what Chuck said
what Chuck said?
last year. He said we're gonna be working for the dummies next year. That's what he remember. He said that
He did
next
say that,
year.
yeah.
He said, "Man, we're gonna be working for them dummies next year."
He did
I
say
don't
that.
know. It sure looks like they working for the dummies
Yeah, I mean, like
because
the
it don't. Like I love Charles. Charles is like one of the most consistent. Like I still do, but like you say, like I think Kenny need to shut up, bro.
I mean, Kenny know the game though. I mean, Kenny
No,
is
but Kenny says some of the wildest shit.
they all say wild stuff.
Shaq said, no, this is the wildest. Shaq said, I've never seen when Kyrie and Luka was together. Shaq said, I've never seen two guards of backcourt get it like Luka and Kyrie get it together. This nigga Kenny Smith said, if me and Sam was in this era,
He had to be
like
joking.
what?
He had to be joking. He had to be just
No, he
joking
was
around.
dead
He had to
serious.
be
He
joking.
said, if me and Sam was in this era. I was like, what?
He had to be joking. Yo. I'm had to look that up. He had to be
Yeah,
joking.
bro. You can look
There's
that up,
just
yo.
too much.
He actually said that shit.
Yeah, there's just too much. I think the problem with there's a number of problems with the show. Number one, it's on ESPN. That's the biggest problem.
Working for the
So
dummy.
they don't have the time they had on Turner. Turner would give them an hour after games
Yeah,
to just
yeah.
talk about the game.
Mhm.
They guys got 25, 30 minutes and 15 of it's commercials. So there isn't enough time for them to just discuss the games and then they're going to commercial. And then it's like the humor of the show has been taken out as everything has been kind of condensed into
Yep.
short stuff, not like it used to be.
Yeah.
And I
They
just think
can't
that
talk their shit.
and I think at the end of the day, the Amazon show and the NBC show, while not perfect, they're at least celebrating the game. And I think that shows is too negative. It's too much. Well, back in my day, and it's too much. Well, if I were playing, it's like you're not playing
Yeah.
in this era. You're not in this era. You're not playing the game. Shaq in particular is one of those people who still thinks he's, in his prime and he can go whoop everybody's ass. And it's like, dude, no. He had a great
No.
career. But would you be able to play? Who cares? I just don't have time for if I played in this era bullshit. You're not playing in this era.
You're not.
We're not playing. We're not playing fantasy basketball. We're not playing 2K. This is real.
To be honest
So
with you, Shaq,
no,
you would still get your 30 to 40 points, but you'd be the biggest defensive liability. Everybody and their mother would try to be switching to get you out to the perimeter.
exactly. So again,
And Mike
you play
Bibby was doing it back then. Mike Bibby was doing
Yeah.
it back then.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's like, no, it's just I just think the show sucks. And I think it sucks for a number of reasons. And I think one is because on ESPN, and two, I just think people are just kind of over the old grumpy, old grumpy bastards doing the whole, back in my day, and this game is these guys are sensitive. I swear to God, if I hear one more fucking old guy talk about how sensitive players are nowadays, I'm gonna fucking lose it. And it's like I think people are just tired. There's just people who are just negative about the league.
Yeah.
And it's people who don't even watch the league, who don't watch the games on a normal basis. You're just negative about the league because that's the in thing to do is be negative about the league and say, back in the 90s, it was like, yo, go watch a game from the 90s on YouTube right now. Tell me that shit is entertaining. You're not gonna be able to do it. Go watch a game from the 90s. Go watch one of those Bulls Pacers games. Those Bulls Pacers games and watch how that game is played and tell me it's better than it is now. It's not. It's just not. Watch how they pack the paint and guys just stand around the paint while one guy's dribbling the ball for 20 seconds. That's entertaining. No, it's just not the same game.
Different brand of basketball.
It's a different brand of basketball. It's the evolution of the game. People need to get off of that. Like I said, it's a shame because I love the show. We all love the show. Basketball fans love the show, and it's just not the same. And so I'm hoping that they'll just, just bow out gracefully. Because quite frankly, it's no better than the countdown show with Stephen A. and Kendrick Perkins.
It's better than that one.
No,
That's
it's
not
definitely better than that one.
Okay, that's
Kendrick Perkins is terrible. He is terrible. He is terrible.
Look, if we did a worst basketball takes ever show, I mean, most of those takes are gonna come from like four guys. It's gonna come from
Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless. Um,
Oh my
it,
goodness.
it's gonna be Colin Coward. It's gonna be Stephen A.
Allen.
Smith,
Oh my
Max
God.
Kellerman. All these guys have said some of the dumbest shit about basketball. The dumbest shit.
I mean,
Colin
but, but,
Coward
Stan,
said
but,
that
but
Colin Coward once said that Ben Simmons was the face of the NBA.
yeah, that's crazy. But Stan, like if you recording your takes, you're gonna have bad takes. We got bad.
Everybody has bad takes.
We recording now, so we got bad takes. I said last year, I said Paolo Banchero was gonna be the MVP conversation. That was a bad take there. You could run that one back and say that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. So once you start recording sports things, you're
Yeah,
gonna
but
have bad
Reggie,
takes, bro.
but even in that though,
That's a
Reggie,
bad take.
even in that though, Reggie, there is at least like some legitimacy behind your argument. Like Paulo Banchero is a guy that is on the verge of that superstardom. And if you
Well, we'll
think
see tonight.
Orlando is going to take the next step, then that means Paulo has to take the next step. What I'm saying is, yes, I didn't agree and it didn't age well, but it wasn't as nowhere near as much as a reach as Ben Simmons going to be the face of the league, though.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the biggest stretch in
Like I
history.
said, they've all said bad things. Like Shaq said that Bol was comparable to Wemby. Again, they've all said really. Everybody says dumb things every now and then. Everybody does. Even the
That's
best
bad.
basketball.
But
Even the
Bol, yo, I don't know what happened,
I
yo.
don't
Like
either.
the potential was out of this world. I don't know what in the world happened, dog. Like
Potentially,
that,
he could have
I
been
think,
Wemby.
yeah, it was. I think it was Kenny Smith said that we haven't seen anything like ever seen anything like Wemby, and Shaq said, "Yeah, we haven't Bol."
yeah, that's crazy.
No, that's crazy. That's
And it's
crazy.
like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about,
Whoa,
man?
Shaq, you tripping.
Again,
He had to
look,
be
like I
joking,
said,
man. He had to be
we've
joking.
all we've all everybody, even the best basketball minds have said some takes
Yeah,
that didn't age well. You know, it happened. But like the point is that, like I said, we all have bad takes.
yeah, that's
But I
what I'm
think
saying.
that the problem with that show is people just. I love basketball. I don't want to listen to a bunch of dudes telling me how fucking horrible the game is.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah,
That's yes.
yeah.
I just don't want to see that. I don't want to hear a bunch of guys telling me how shitty the game is.
Yep.
I don't want to hear it. Again, it's a great game. There are problems with it. Absolutely. They can be
Yep,
fixed if they had
yep.
the right commissioner. Don't think we have the right commissioner for the league right now. But
Probably pretty
that's another argument.
Marketing, yes.
Another time.
Marketing wise, in terms of marketing and bringing in the money, yes. I think he needs to do. I think he needs to do something about this and player entitlement. Like these guys not wanting to practice, and these guys, yeah, you know what I mean. But
I agree, but I can't say he's a bad commissioner, man. Adam Silver has
Didn't say he was a bad commissioner. No.
yeah.
I'm just saying I don't know if he's the right commissioner for where the league is right now.
right now, that's a fair assessment. That's a
For
fair
where the
assessment.
league is right now, I don't think he's the best commissioner for it. But like I said, the point is that
Yeah.
I just think that I don't want to hear guys tell me how shitty the game is.
Yeah.
Especially
I
when you just
love the
finished
game.
watching the game. Like
Yeah,
you
I
keep
love the
watching the
game.
game.
Yeah, I love the game. I think it's in a good place. Could it be in a better place? Absolutely. But so can the NFL, so can baseball. Everybody
Yep,
can be better.
yep.
I just think that I don't want to hear that shit. When you go to watch the Prime show and it's guys that you like, guys who play closer to this era, like the NBC show with McGrady and Carmelo
LaMelo.
and Vince, and these guys played closer to the era. I just think that when we got that, and now we look at the inside the NBA guys and it's doing the same old, whatever, comparing guys to Jordan all the time, and it's just, I just think it's kind of run its course, and it should have probably been left when they made the switch over, but ESPN paid the money for it, and now it's just
Because we love it. That's why they did it.
But
Because we all
they are a staple. But what I'm saying is they are a staple in the basketball community. Those three. Well, actually, those four if you count Ernie, right?
yeah.
absolutely.
But what I'm saying is, why would you bring them there and water down why we love them?
Yeah, and then that's the problem. And we all knew it was going to happen. We all had a feeling it was going to happen, and it happened. So
Chuck told us. He told us we're gonna be working for the dummies.
yeah, so hopefully they either just put the show out to pasture or make some changes to it, and then those changes should not include like Stephen A. Smith being on there or anything like that. But they got it's been disappointing to see the show kind of drop off like that.
Yeah,
Especially
but
when you turn the channel and you see Melo and Vince strictly talking basketball.
Yeah,
right.
just talking basketball. None of
Look,
this other
they
bullshit.
need to bring some pressure off of their high screen because you can't allow Steph Curry to get that
Yeah,
room as long. That's how they talk.
yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's just like, especially kind of where the game is now in terms of like the game has a lot of problems, and a lot of people are putting a magnifying glass to those problems, and they're making them huge. They're making it feel like the NBA is on the downswing. And then you turn on Inside the NBA. And look, I love Charles, man, but like from a marketing perspective, it's not the best thing when you literally have Charles Barkley on the show talking about, yeah, I'm watching the NHL such and such game when the NBA playoffs is going on. Like, even if you're doing that, like when you say that publicly, it's kind of like you're like just downing the game. And it's like, so you're covering the game, but you're not even watching the game. You rather watch the NHL shit. I like, and look, NHL playoffs be exciting too, but if you're covering the NBA, it's probably not the best thing to literally say on air. Oh, I can't wait for that game, and knowing that it comes on at a time when the NBA game is on. It's
yeah,
just
it's hard. It's hard.
it's
But
making it
Can
I
you
look
think
bad.
imagine?
I
Yeah,
think he done
it's
never
hard.
did that. He done never said that shit on Turner Sports though. I think Chuck
He
is
did.
still
He
No,
said
good
it
at
all
he
the
that.
time
never
on
been on
there.
Turner
This
Sports.
is
He
on
says it all
Turner.
the time.
He said it all the time on there. It's
Yeah,
just
no.
he always done it. He's always done it. It's just that, like, you know how sometimes you can do something at one point where the error is different, and then you do something at a different time when the error is different. It's just different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
back then it was fine. It was like humorous all the way, but like now, because of where the game is and the belief that the NBA is on a downswing, just from a marketing perspective, it's not the best thing when your guys covering the game is saying they're not even watching it. You know what I'm saying? So
Can you imagine anybody like covering the NFL
yeah,
saying some shit like that during one of the NFL pregame shows?
right.
Would never happen. Would never
Never.
happen.
Never
Would
see Richard
never happen.
Sherman again.
You would never hear that. You would never hear when these guys or Collinsworth or any of these guys saying, "Yeah, man, I can't wait to watch this baseball game that's coming up on the same time as fucking Sunday Night Football." Like nobody's
Yeah.
gonna say that.
Nobody's gonna say that.
So again, they gotta fix that, man. Again, I think the best thing for that show is to kind of fade away and
Yeah.
let's remember it like it was, and just kind of just forget this whole season ever happened. And look, they can throw whoever they want to do on their fucking countdown show. It's gonna suck, whatever. Just
I actually a person who I thought they would feature on Inside the NBA a little bit more that actually knows the game and actually talks basketball. I would have liked to see this person more often. Candace Parker. Like
Yeah.
Candace Parker can talk that basketball shit. You know what I'm saying? Very well. When it was her and D Wade and Shaq for a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she was filling in, like she was really killing the shit. I
Mhm.
thought, like, especially with ESPN, that all intrusive, we got to have a woman out there. I thought they would put Candace up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
well, see
would
what I'm
rather
saying.
have right now, I hate to say this, but I would rather have Candace Parker than Charles or Shaq right now.
But then it's not Inside the NBA no more at that point,
It's
because you
not
just
the
make a new
NBA no
show.
more.
Just make a new show at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah. At that
Well,
point,
yeah,
and
that's true.
they did do like when they did Turner games on Tuesdays, they did
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
Shaq, Candace Parker, Dwayne Wade, someone else on
Lou
there.
Williams was up there a couple times.
Yeah, and it was fine. And again,
And Draymond.
Draymond's gonna be really good at that shit once he's.
He's gonna be
Which
very good.
if I was Draymond, I would start next year, just announce your retirement start next year.
He's not
But
retiring until Steph retire, yo.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that too. But yeah, it's just I think that when it comes to covering the game, it's got to be better because again, these people are directly talking to fans and people are picking
Yep.
that shit up. So if I'm hearing Charles Barkley talk about how bad the game is and how guys shoot too many threes and all this other stuff, and that's the narrative and load management and that's the narrative. Well, it's not reality, So I would like to see it. I would like to see. Hopefully, think the show should just go away and just be part of the past and let's do something different. Because again, the other networks that are covering the game, are doing a better job of it right now. To me,
Yep.
better commentators, better. Well, I wouldn't say commentators because there's no better play-by-play guy in basketball than Mike Breen, but it didn't get any better than that.
Mike Breen is the man.
When it comes to basketball,
Kevin
doesn't come in.
Harlan. You
I like Kevin Harlan too. But
Probably.
Yeah, but
Mike Green be on it though, yo.
Yeah, yeah,
when it comes to basketball, there's nobody better than that. But
yeah.
I just think that they need the coverage of the game needs to be better. And I thought Prime and NBC did a pretty good job this year. Again, NBC had some hiccups. The whole Jordan thing was a complete bust. But I mean,
It was. It was.
Michael just stole a bunch of money from somebody, basically.
He did.
Yeah.
I thought
that
he was gonna
wasn't.
be like. I thought Michael was gonna be like on the show every so often. They did
Yeah,
some pre-recorded interviews. Like, yo, what is
yeah.
this?
Or at least do what Kobe was doing. Remember, Kobe was going through breaking the game down. Like
Yeah,
I
I thought
thought
doing
Jordan
stuff
would do
like
that
that. Yeah,
and be like,
Yeah.
"See, this right here is a bad situation."
yeah.
I thought that's
But
what
that
Jordan would be doing, but I
yeah,
thought he
but
was breaking down film or something.
that would actually require Michael to get up and go do something, and Michael's too rich to do anything. But
Right.
so
I'll pay somebody to think for me. Hey, come bring the film down for me.